I regularly get asked questions about market divergences or divergences within markets, so I thought I would use it as a subject to cover today. So let's look at divergences. Now, divergence can occur across a number of markets, near enough any market where you can see price action. There's the potential to see divergences between the strength of the move and the actual move itself. So there's a lot of different indicators you can use which can highlight these. The most common are the MACD, the moving average converging diverging indicator, and the Wilder's RSI indicator. So they're the two most common ones used. Some will pick it up in cycles as opposed to anything else, but I would suggest they're probably the most common. The one thing to bear in mind here is you can also tell the potential of divergence from price itself. So you can actually look at the price levels and see where divergences may be occurring. So let's go looking at charts because it's much more important. So we're going to look firstly what a divergence is. I guess I'm going to find one that's an obvious divergence, and we can immediately start looking at this. This is the dollar yen that we're looking at here. Now let me just move that a little bit. There we go. So let me just get a drawing tool. So I'm going to use a drawing tool here so you can see. Now you can see price has moved up here. Now this has got the MACD on it, so it's as good as any. And you can see that the MACD has been coming up downwards. So this is the two lines on here, the MACD. We're just looking at the signal line itself. There's the average and the signal line. The signal line is dropped below, looking soft and weak here, and it's running lower, whilst price is still going up. Now, if you were using an RSI, it would be exactly the same principles. The strength of the market would be coming down, which that's what this is showing us, and the market is still moving up. So that gives us a clue that the market may be weakening and we could see a correction. Notice the emphasis on the word could. Doesn't guarantee we'll see a correction, and the correction, when it comes and if it comes, might be rather modest compared to what some people believe that it's going to be. So you've got to be very careful when you see them. Anyway, first things first, this is a divergence on the price going upwards, the strength coming down. So you can see the clear divergence there. Let's just look and see. Actually, no, we won't show that one because I know there's one happening at the moment. So then we've got divergences. Actually, there's a divergence here between this point and this point. Well, this point and this point even. We've got price coming down. It's rallied, pulled down, and you can see there's a divergence. In this particular case, you've got price coming down, and the MACD here, the pattern moving upwards. So there's a divergence of movement. Now you can immediately see that this is here. What might it show when we're seeing this? Well, it's the potential that the market, as I say, the market's running out of steam in the direction it's going. So let's remove this and look at a few examples. We can run through, and so you can get a better idea of where you might see them, how they may appear. Now, a lot of traders, it's a very popular thing to actually trade divergences. So, for example, there's the movement here. We're seeing the cross back over on the divergence line here, although it did drop, but we're seeing the divergence going in here. Now I can tell largely from a market price action, as I said, where we might see a divergence. There would have been a divergence on the earlier stage of this bar here, but the news obviously pushed that out. There might be some divergence across these two highs here because we've had quite a retrace. Now, because of the calculations of the indicators, all it does is it shows us what we can see effectively. So when price has actually been coming down in an upward movement, well, that suggests there's potential weakness. When it's pushing back up there, it's still suggesting, is this going to continue running up? Now let's put the divergence back on there, the MACD back on, and you can see it. You see the price level here compared to the price level over here. It doesn't matter where you put it. The peak here to the peak there, this peak is lower than the peak over here. So there was a divergence on that, which could be seen, as I said, by the price action. Now there's quite a big old bit of movement between the two, and you've got to be a bit clear or certain in terms of what you're looking at. So here's some quick guidelines. When you've got this sort of peak at this point here, and then the markets, the MACD's come down, and as the price has gone up, the MACD started moving with it, it's a weaker sign of divergence. There's potential that the market has washed off the selling aspect and is now pushing to the upper side. So when you've got the two peaks, but you've got this rally in between, like what we're seeing here, there is a chance that you're going to be seeing a continuation. And this, okay, yes, it did pull off a little bit more here, but it got its continuation through news or whatever it might have been. So there's one sign of a divergence. Let's just move it back to the divergences we were seeing here. So we were seeing divergences, it was coming down at these points here. So there was the low at this point, and then when you look over here, it was a slightly higher low, and when you looked around about here, when it was making yet another low, again it was diverging. So there was a divergence. However, the very next bar then spoilt the divergence, and it just carried on. So it pays to wait. That's another sign to be watching out for, is when do you get into a trade, and you've got to look at the principles about what you're trying to do here. Are you trying to be the first into the market, or are you looking just for weakness in the market to get long when the market's actually pushing up? So that you've got to ask. Being the first into the market often means you'll also be first to be stopped out of the market if it just continues as this one has. So we've had the low there, it pops up. If people were buying at this point here, after they saw the divergence, saw the price move up here, then it's moved up a little bit. They're probably thinking, all right, great, I've caught the bottom here, and then it's rolled over, and most likely would have taken their stops out. You've got a horrible choppy old section. In fact, this market's been quite choppy as it's run through over the last few days. Now this is an hourly chart. We can see here, look, there's the low here. There was the divergence happening on this point here, but then, as I said, watch out for what the indicator itself's doing, and on the very next bar it literally pushed down, and it gave a complete move with the MACD suggesting there's weakness still in this market. So you can pick up from the price action what's happening there. Being first in, first out, well, it's not the safest way to be trying to trade a market. Let me see, just pitching where we are in terms of. So there was some divergence across this low, across this low. You just see the MACD here to the highs of the MACD up here. It had dipped a little bit, which is a bit of a sign of potentially it could continue down. As I said, it sort of drops back down a little bit here with the price coming off some more, but not lower than any of these points. So still technically could be in play. So if you're looking for things like this, and it can pick things up, and gradually the price action's gone up there, it's not necessarily been the easiest route. But whenever you're trading divergences, you've got to remember that quite often the route from changing trend, if you've got a trend, this was a strong trend, downward trend, the route to the back up is often quite a difficult one, because there'll be traders still believing that this downtrend is going to continue, so they'll be selling into the market, so you may get a continuation. So here we got eventually it's turned around, and it's taken a bit of a while here, but it shoved up, and you've got a decent move on it. We switch it to a 4-hourly chart. There's the movement there, I believe. So it's suddenly got that movement in there. The important thing of looking at divergences is look at what's happening on the higher time frames as well. This would have suggested, well, there's not a lot of divergence going on. This was all selling off during this period. When you look at it on an hourly basis over that same period, well, there was divergences occurring across the different lows here. So look up and down the time frames. The other important aspect of this, all right, so I've gone to a 4-hourly here. The important aspects is another way of trading them, and it's a much safer way of trading them. Just looking, right, okay, so there was a divergence on the 4-hourlies between this point over here ish, somewhere around about here. Yep, that was a new low. So around here and this new low here. So there was a sign of divergence. Now you could just buy it. Now it's easy retrospectively just to go and buy these things. You can see it's moving up because you can actually see what's happened. Yeah, that's a great buy there. However, there is a safer way of trading these. I've talked about it many a time, and I strongly recommend you consider it. If you're in the market for the bigger play, well, you don't really need to capture the absolute low. Now, there's a technique that Wells Wilder used, particularly if you're using RSI here, is his plan was never to be buying at bottoms. He was waiting for the movement above. Let me just take this annoying magnetic thing off. There we go, because I don't want it down there. I want it up here ish. So his plan was, if this is your first bottom over here and your second bottom here, and that's where you're getting the divergence, whether it be MACD or RSI, it really doesn't matter. But obviously his study was always on the RSI, but the same thing applies here. You can wait until it actually gives you some form of confirmation, and that's when it's broken the high in between. And his principle was just that. Okay, he studied stocks, not Forex, but as I said, it works across different markets. And here, so you've got the divergence in, and then eventually it's broken through that high there, with the stop below the lows there. Well, you're fine. And in this particular case, yes, as I say, retrospectively, you can see it's fine anyway. But where you've got, let's go back to that hourly chart, and I'll show you this on an hourly basis if I can find it. Yeah, it's back here. So when you've got a trend to the downside, if I can find it, there we go. So and you're getting divergences across here. So look, there's a clear divergence between that low and that low. If you were waiting for the break of the high between the two lows, well, you'd be fine because you wouldn't be in the trade, and it's continued. You'd have been stopped out if you'd tried any other method. So you can see where you can be stopped out. Here you've got your low here, your low over there, and if you'd put the high between here and bought at the high, then you've got well, you're seeing that. So that's from the 4-hourly as well. So it's shown you on two different time frames. I just remembered where I put the line from. And same applies the other way around, of course, market running up. So if you was getting a divergence between two high points, and the MACD was, or RSI was shown lower, if you wait for the break of the low between the two high points, then you're more likely to see the market move further now, or to the downside, to the direction you're looking for, or it's confirming the move in that direction. Now, you're not going to get in at the very best price, but for any trader that's been in the markets for any time, trying to get in at the best price isn't the game. It's just getting some skim between somewhere near the lows and somewhere near the tops. It doesn't have to be all the way up to the tops, or as I say, near the absolute lows, but it's just somewhere in the middle. Get a chunk of in the middle all the time and you'll be happy. So I hope this helps you on divergences. They have their use. They're brilliant when you're looking at bigger time frames with the pattern and you're just looking for that excuse, if you like, or the confirmation of the potential market breakdown. If you're seeing the divergence, if you're trading off the 4-hourly and the hourlies or the 30 minutes, you're starting to get divergence coming through, breaks the low in between. Well, there's the potential signs or signal that market is softening on the lower time frames, and it might in due course happen on the higher time frames. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, do give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want more like this. Take care. Bye for now.